Hello and welcome to this video. So guys, my name is Pros and this is a World Tanks video on the KV-1. Basically, the KV-1 is the tier 5 heavy tank for the Soviet True. And this tank overall, my opinion of it, well, firstly when playing against it, I thought it was a really good tank. Quite fast, and looking at the stats as well. People bounced a lot of my shots when I shot them. Did a crazy amount of damage. Obviously one of the guns on it is ridiculous. And yeah, so overall, I opinion on the tank and the whole tree, in fact, is there was a solid tank tree. Obviously I've had the video on the T29, I think it is, or T28, the one before this, the tier 4 medium tank. And that's not a bad tank once you get it fully upgraded, but this tank for me, I just couldn't stand. I don't know what it was. I don't know if my expectations were too high for it, but I just couldn't use it. I found it really difficult. The one stat, I'm going to read the stats out now, but one stat in this whole list is just a killer for me, and I'll talk about that afterwards. But the stats to start with are 590 hit points, 450 engine power, a speed limit of 34 kilometers an hour, a traverse speed of 18, a hull armor of 75, 75, and 70, a turret armor of 95, 75, and 75, a standard shell damage of 83 to 138, a standard shell penetration of 65 to 108, a rate of fire of 15, a turret traverse speed of 24, a view range of 310 meters, and a signal range of 360 meters. Obviously, the hit points aren't too bad. That's pretty solid. And of course, when you get like the final gun, I'm sure it upgrades the overall hit points anyway. The speed limit's alright, 34 kilometers an hour. The only thing I'd say is not got great acceleration. The top speed's good, but the acceleration isn't great. And this is the stat, guys, that kills me. This traverse speed, 18 degrees. It is a killer. For me, it just destroys the tank. I really find it difficult to use when I was using it. Just so slow. Everything it does was so slow. It was just absolute pain in the ass. The armor is all round really good, actually. That's one really good thing about this tank, is the armor is awesome. It bounces a lot of shots. And that's about it for the stats. The rest of them are pretty mediocre. But yeah, for this tank, I don't have a load of tips. Sorry, my phone's on charge. But yeah, for this tank, I don't have loads of tips just because it's an alright tank. For a heavy tank, it's quite good. Like I said, it's got really good armor. It's very similar to the Churchill, in fact, like that. So the best way I find to play this tank is if you're in a platoon, make sure that you've got your teammates in like tank destroyers or a tank that can do a lot of damage. So like a T1 heavy, if you like top tier, tier 5. So if they're in either a Stug or a Wolverine, a T1 heavy, something like that can do quite a lot of damage. And basically, you want to be there soaking up the hits like a Churchill or a Black Prince further up. You want to be soaking up some damage. Obviously, it's going to take like 4 or 5 really good shots to kill you. But yeah, you're going to take a lot of damage, and then you've got your teammates behind you. They're going to love you for it, and you're going to just give them a chance to actually take them out. So if they're in, like I said, their Stug or their Wolverine, they're going to do like 150 damage easily, and then you can take out a load of tanks. So basically, the best way is to be a support role, just to take some damage. And obviously, you're going to be doing damage when you get to the higher gun. Obviously, I didn't go that far with this, but when you get to the higher gun, you're going to be able to do the damage as well. And it's all round, it's a very good team tank. Very useful for your team if you have one of these, because it's like when you're in tier 5 games, the worst thing to see is an 82 on their team and you don't have one. A lot of the time an 82 can be a real pain unless you can get behind it. But that's exactly what this thing does. For me, when I was in a game and I see one of these in the game, I'm just like, brilliant, this is going to be really difficult. Obviously, a lot of people do use that really big gun, so they're going to be doing like 300 damage. They could one-shot a lot of almost every tier 4, and some tier 5s as well. So, yeah, guys, like I said, the best way to play this for me, I thought, was just to be with your team, very supportive role. Obviously, like I said, when you get to a better turret, you can do a lot more damage, so you can be a lot more aggressive. But if you guys have this tank, or you're working, if you had it, or if you've got it now, let me know your tips. Put them in the comments so to help everyone out. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you really enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.
turret ring is damaged. We can barely turn it. Bounced off.